The playoffs are amped up a little bit more.
This is a winning time moment. Snap to Daniels. He's going to run to his right. Dive for the first down to the 15.
We're not going to give up to the clock hit zero.
Kick on its way. It is good. The Cardiac Commanders are the Clutch Commanders. We'll see you in Detroit.
Yeah, we will. What a weekend of football. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to First Take. Thank you for being with us. That is the Hall of Famer, Shannon Sharpe in the green. Dan O. How we doing, big time? And, of course, the one and only Stephen A. Smith. I'm Molly Karam. Gentlemen, I hope you all had a fabulous weekend. We good to dive right in because we got a lot of football to break down. And we'll start with that cat you just saw. Jayden Daniels ran for a critical first down to set up a Zane Gonzalez's 37-yard field goal that clanged off the right upright and went through as time expired. And the Commanders beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23-20 in an NFC wildcard game Sunday night for the franchise's first playoff win in nearly 7,000 days and will face the Lions Saturday. Here's Jayden on the win and Baker on the loss.
Nah, not at all. I don't know. It probably won't hit me until whenever this rookie campaign ends. Kind of in that mode. It's like, hey, one game at a time. Now we're focusing on Detroit. We got a short week, so we got to get our bodies back right to move forward for Saturday night.
I mean, right now it absolutely sucks. So it's disappointing overall because I believe in this team. I believe we had the talent and the coaching staff and everybody around us to be able to go far. But looking back, trying to take a step back, big picture is this group fought.
He may be a rookie, but he was looking like a vet. Shay Sharpe, you take it first. Was last night more about Jayden advancing or Baker losing?
What is about Jayden Daniels? If you look at it in a situation like this, guys, Jayden Daniels was sensational. And if we go back and study his tape all year long, guys, if you look at him, we've seen him do this more times than not. There have been more situations in which Jayden Daniels have been on the winning side because of his play late in the ball game. We saw him do it against the Eagles. We've seen him do it against Chicago. We've seen him do it a number of times. He plays way beyond the years of being a rookie. And so we're not surprised that when a game is this close, one turnover can doom you. It was that one turnover that Baker had when he fumbled the football. They were up 17-13, and now all of a sudden it gives the Commanders another crack at the ball, and they get the ball in there. But Jayden Daniels was sensational. They had him dead to right. I think the 94 Yancey had him on fourth, had him stopped. He does a great job to stiff arm him. He gets around the edge. He dives for the first down. And we all know they run the clock down, they kick a doink field goal, and they win the ball game. Baker didn't play particularly bad. He was 15 of 18, had 2 touchdowns. Obviously, situation, the disparity of the plays, 69-44. But when you have a turnover that late in the ball game, no matter how well you play, hint, hint, turnovers late, guy played well, it can doom your chances of winning. And that's what happened with Tampa Bay. But this was more about Jayden Daniels. Even though he's a rookie, I couldn't tell.
It took you 3 minutes to try to get one in there. This about Jayden
no, my bad, Dad.
This is about Jayden Daniels. This organization was a mockery for what feels like 15 or 20 years outside of that brief little window that they had with RG3. This is about a guy, he was the second quarterback taken, and he's doing this. He should have been the first quarterback taken. This is a guy that, 6 weeks ago, Shannon, Stephen A. Molly, maybe started to hit that rookie wall. If you remember that Thursday night game, I believe, versus the Eagles, when he didn't play well and he didn't look like himself, and that offensive rookie of the year conversation with him and Bo Nix, it got a little interesting. It's about a young man that everyone said, well, is he going to survive? This is a long season in the NFL. Can't go running in the NFL like you did in the SEC. Or you know what? Maybe he was as good as he was in college because he had those 2 ridiculous receivers. How's that working out, everybody? This is about a young man that has gone to the Commanders and totally changed the next 10 years. But it's also about a coaching staff that was cast off. Dan Quinn, not good enough. Get out of here. Cliff Kingsbury, not good enough. Get out of here. And the fact that he's doing this, and I'm not trying to disrespect anybody in this regard, but he's doing it really with a below average offensive line in Terry McLaurin. Could you imagine if Jayden Daniels had what other quarterbacks in that conference have when it comes to the perimeter players? This is about a young man that has taken advantage of the situation, and strictly because he's got all the necessary attributes of what it takes to play at that position at a high level, has us going, Can Washington go to Detroit and upset the Detroit Lions?
You know, y'all, you two amaze me. You really, really do. Campaign. Talking about yesterday. Yesterday. Baker Mayfield has the ball with a 17-13 lead and fumbles. That's what happened. They don't fumble the ball. They don't turn it over, Shannon. They don't turn it over, Dan Orlovsky. Is the Buccaneers losing this game? In all likelihood, I'd say no. I'd say no. We don't know that for sure. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to imply that we do. I'm just prognosticating from the standpoint.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I'm just saying you got a 17-13 lead and you don't turn the ball over. If you got a 17-13 lead, you don't turn the ball over. Let's say, for example, you go down and you score. It's an entirely different situation here. And so I'm looking at it from that standpoint. I'm not taking anything away. I don't disagree with a word y'all said about Jayden Daniels in terms of the season that he's had, the greatness that he's put on display, the fact that he doesn't look like a rookie. He's clearly going to be the offensive rookie of the year. The brother is special. There is no doubt about this. He is everything the nation's capital fantasized about RG3 being when he was there, and then some. And oh, by the way, when you think about a rookie win, it's the first rookie to win since Russell Wilson beat RG3 in 2012. And so you got to look at it from that standpoint. I get where y'all are coming from. I'm simply making the point that that turnover was that crucial. This is not about the season. This is about yesterday. And yesterday, if Baker Mayfield doesn't commit that turnover, it puts Tampa Bay in a far better position to walk away with the victory like yesterday, as opposed to it actually happening.
But here's where I push back on it, Stephen A. I understand that the fumble matters, but you know what else matters even more? That on 4th and goal, Dan Quinn goes for it again when on the previous series they got stopped and Jayden throws the touchdown. So while the turnover matters, if Jayden doesn't throw that touchdown pass, the turnover actually doesn't really ever happen. Which speaks to the greatness
of Jayden Daniels, because he's done it on numerous occasions, 5 or 6 times this year. I get that part, but if he doesn't have the ball,
you making our point, Stephen A.
Shannon,
I don't think I am, Shannon. I don't think I am. I'm saying if Baker Mayfield holds on to the ball, Jayden Daniels doesn't have as many opportunities.
But what happens if they don't score on that possession? It doesn't matter if the team turns the ball over. It only matters if you capitalize on said turnover. It was because of Jayden Daniels.
Wake up, Stephen A.
Go ahead.
Shannon, I just want you to know, I want to look out for my brother here. I want to look out for my brother Shay right here. And here's the reason why. Because the more you talk to make this point, the more D.O. is going to be able to come at you for what you say about Joe Burrow. See, you're not thinking about that. That's what he's doing. He's sitting there rah-rahing you because he wants you.
But here's the thing. But the point is, I said Baker played. He didn't play bad. He only missed 2 throws. He had 2 touchdowns. But a turnover late in the ball game, no matter how well you play, yes, but can you capitalize? You see, when Joe Burrow was turning the ball over, Lamar capitalized on it. When he turned the ball over, Patrick Mahomes capitalized on it. When he turned the ball over, Jayden Daniels capitalized on it. So that's my point. You can have great numbers, but if you turn the ball over at the most inopportune times, Dan knows this, all turnovers aren't created equal. A turnover in the first quarter doesn't weigh the same as a turnover in the fourth quarter late in the ball game. That's my only point. But if you turn the ball over and the other team can't capitalize on it, it doesn't mean anything.
Fine, Shannon, but what I'm saying to you is that those people that capitalized off of Joe Burrow's mistakes didn't stop you from going after D.O. for Joe Burrow making the mistakes. So how are you going to go after him for Burrow making those mistakes? But we just go gloss over Baker Mayfield making a pivotal mistake that put Jayden Daniels in a position to capitalize.
No. When we was talking about Joe Burrow, it was about the team of Joe Burrow. That question was never posed, because we saw Jayden Daniels, a rookie, play on the road. Think about how few times that's actually happened, that a rookie goes on the road and he wins his first playoff start. Russell Wilson was the last to do it. That doesn't happen very often. I think Mark Sanchez was another one that did it. But it doesn't happen very often. And because Baker turned the ball over when he did, yes, you have to factor that in. Because he made that turnover in the first quarter, it doesn't weigh the same. But because he did it, and at the end of the day, the team still have to capitalize on said situation. And I know, are we comparing Baker Mayfield to Joe Burrow? Is that what we're doing now, Dan? Is that what you're doing?
No, you solo on that mission, bub. You are solo on that mission.
No, I'm saying
That's it. That is a one-man band.
Okay, I was just checking.
All right. Go ahead, Molly.